Hello, everyone. This is our Hawaiian Volcano summary for November 6th, 2025. Uh, Kīlauea is currently between episodes as we await episode 36 of the ongoing summit eruption. There's a live view from the V3 camera looking at degassing from both the south vent and north vents, which have been overflowing up until early this morning. Here is a clip from the V3 camera from overnight, showing 3 big overflows that occurred, accompanied by small dome fountains that put out degassed lava out of the vent and across the crater floor. There were some overflows from the north vent as well that followed early this morning, everything over before daybreak today. So that's the view from the V3 camera. And from our thermal camera, the F1, I'll play this compilation, which goes back to the first overflow back on Friday evening and Halloween night, followed by Monday resumption from the south vent, and then the north vent, and then the south vent again, right? So alternating there. So if we take a look at the tilt for the past 3 months, we see here that our reinflation following episode 35 has been ongoing for the last few weeks, but has slowed a bit in the last couple of days here, leading to an extended forecast window from the USGS HVO. Zooming in a little bit closer, we can see this slight deflation and stalling of the inflation rate, followed by a current small inflation, and we'll keep an eye on this as our update progresses. The current USGS HVO update states that repeated overflows in the last day from both vents indicate the start of episode 36 may be close, but that stalled inflation leads to a likely forecast window of November 6th through 11th. So that's from today until next Tuesday. This currently makes this the longest pause between episodes thus far, at 19.5 days of the current summit eruption. One of the main impacts we expect to have is the VOG and tephra coming from the main burst of the fountaining. And if we look at our VMAP VOG forecast, pardon the loading signal here, now we can see that this variable and weakening winds over the next few days may disperse some of this VOG, not only to the southwest in the typical directions with the trade winds, but also to the north and the east towards more habitated areas near Hilo and Puna. So keep your eye on that. Our current Purple Air Citizen Science Monitoring Network is showing reasonable amounts across the island, but elevated in various areas for various reasons. And so that will likely get worse once that big outburst of gas comes. Turning to our earthquakes for the past week, they've been fairly low on Kīlauea. You see here a low population under the summit, the south flank, and Pahala, the same as we've usually seen. And looking at our counts for the past year, you see that we're within this thermal background range here that we've established ever since this eruption began in December of 2024. Looking at the GPS, this is on Uekahuna, south at Crater Rim, north and south across Kīlauea caldera. We see this big extension that occurs between episodes, with the crater extending roughly 6 inches within the last few weeks here as it prepares to release and contract again once the episode begins. Turning to Mauna Loa, we have a new update from the USGS this month. They note that seismicity rates increased by approximately 75% relative to last month. However, this is still within background levels for this volcano. And so that includes a recent magnitude 3.6 north of the summit here in an area that often exhibits seismicity as the volcano inflates its summit magma chamber, as well as shallower earthquakes above the caldera itself, indicating that continuing movement of magma into the volcano. However, we have to look at the earthquakes per week over the last year to detect this recent change over the past month. And if we zoom out to the last 5 years, looking at earthquakes per month, we see that this increase is only a very slight jump compared to the previous rates we've had to the 2022 eruption. Even in the years ahead of it and the months building up to it, we are nowhere near any of those earthquakes. So volcano is filling with magma, but there is no reason for alarm or alert. We're just getting back to normal on Mauna Loa. And to show that there is no sudden change, we can see this extension of Mauna Loa caldera north and south across its distance, continuing to extend at a similar rate as we've seen for much of the past year here, while also continuing to rise upwards, as it has done, perhaps a little bit faster since this past summer. And that's our Hawaiian Volcano summary for this week.